Wow. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins taking your calls from around the world. The number is 347-934-0378. You know what? When you call that number and you talk to me, you're talking to the world. Third Phase of Moon, they're listening. Let me tell you, they're listening big time. Every show now, for the past few weeks, they're reaching over 150,000, 200,000 views listening right here at YouTube. And we're doing it. We're doing it again this Friday. And wow, the phone lines are building up. We're going to get to everybody. And let me tell you, it's been a busy week. Becky Lewis just submitted a few days ago incredible footage of what looks to be some kind of meteor UFO spitting out weird stuff, a UFO crash possibly. If you look at it closely, which we're doing right now at Third Phase Moon, we're enhancing this video, and you see some kind of weird objects within the chemtrail itself or whatever, this gas. I don't know what it is. All I know, it is strange. So we invite you tonight to lay your opinion of what was captured by Becky Lewis. She's captured this kind of phenomenon twice. And then we also have like this UFO that looks straight out of Flash Gordon. Quite amazing. It's a broad daylight footage. That's what we like, broad daylight footage. I think it was Mill Valley, San Francisco, where this was captured, and we like it. We like it a lot. And then the ISS, they're doing it again. NASA is trying to cover up evidence. They try to cut the feed, and that's what's kind of cool. Too late, NASA. We got you. We got you big time. And what's been captured over Earth's horizon? All right, everybody. They're trying to suppress me. They're trying to suppress this. This is Third Phase Moon. Let's see. Am I back? Everybody give me a thumbs up. Anybody. Do you read me? Blake Cousins here, Third Phase Moon, broadcasting live, I hope. Good now. Okay, good. Wow. I don't know what's going on. We're going to have to check our sources on this, but man, I'm sure glad we're back on. I don't know what, some kind of block. They're trying to media block out Third Phase Moon sometimes. We share this, the information that comes into news outlets around the world, and you know what? They just want to keep continuing to drop the ball. Let's just go to the public. Let's get them in. Let's get them in now. If you read me, say hello.
Hello?
Yep, that's you. Gotcha. Welcome to Third Phase Moon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Omaha, Nebraska. Aaron T.
Didn't get your name, sir. What was it?
Aaron, E-R-I-N.
Gotcha, Aaron. Well, welcome to the show, man. You're the first caller. We're live. It's Friday night. We want to hear something good. You want to share something tonight to the world?
Well, I want to tell you about my UFO experience that I had in 1990.
Yeah. Nice. Let's get to it.
I got a chance to visualize a UFO in a triangle shape, about the size of 3 school buses in a triangle shape, treetop high. You can see where the metal that it was made out of looked like it was weathered, as if it had been through something.
That's weird.
It had a red rim around it. A red rim looked to be about 6 to 8 feet tall. And in that red rim, you could literally see energy turn over. And as I was telling other people to look at it, we heard 2 jets take off from the National Guard Armory. And they kind of pulled everybody's attention towards the sound of the jets. However, I didn't take my eye off of it. As it moved over about 35 feet, treetop high, no noise, it began to go up into the air, very slow, gradually picking up speed, and then the thing shot up about as high as the stars, it looked like. I've never told this to anybody.
Wow, man, you're just making my hair rise on my arms. That's just incredible. It sounds like you're so close to this, whatever it was. Again, how big was it? 3 buses?
It was the size of if you took 3 school buses and put them into a triangle formation.
Wow, and did it make any noise? Did you feel any vibration?
No noise at all. I did feel a little slight tingle of nauseation in my stomach as I was watching it, but it made no noise as it slid over about 30 feet and began to propel itself up into the air. It still made no noise.
So you were by yourself at this time, or did you have somebody with you at this moment?
Actually, we were playing intramural football, and I dropped the mouthpiece down at the other end of the football field and remembered it. And I turned around and ran back to pick it up. And as I picked it up, I looked up, and there it was, about the high as a treetop.
So this was
There were other people. There were other people that did get a glimpse of it, but they didn't get a chance to see it like I looked at it.
Wow, Eric, man, I'm so glad you got to share your UFO sighting to the world. Again, exactly when and where, just in case maybe somebody else at the same time saw what you saw.
This was in Lincoln, Nebraska, Lancaster County. We were playing at a place called Holmes Lake, and north of the National Guard Armory, approximately 5 miles north of the National Guard Armory. And as those jets...
Yeah, the jets. That's what I wanted to ask you. These jets, did they seem like they were scrambled to chase this thing?
Yes. But before it could, it acted as if they knew that they were coming, because the sound was vaguely, you could barely hear the jets taking off. And as they got closer, it just shifted itself over about 30 feet out of the line of trees and proceeded to take off into the air slow, and then a little faster, and then the next thing you know, it was gone. You could watch it as it took up.
And you knew right away this was something extraterrestrial, right?
Oh, yeah. I could just see the energy in the red rim that was around the bottom of it.
Yeah, it sounds like, wow, I wish you had a video, but there weren't really cameras or cell phones like they have today, Aaron, but man, I sure appreciate your close-up testimony, because it sounds like whatever it was watching you. Maybe a possible abduction, possibly? What do you think?
I believe, I don't know if it was going to be an abduction. I know that it was watching me. It didn't just, it was watching the game. As soon as the game was over with and we started walking off the field, when I realized I didn't have my mouthpiece in my hand. I remember the last place I thought it was, and I ran back to the goalposts around in that area, and as I bent down to pick it up, there it was.
Well, we're going to bring in other callers, but Brent's got one last question for you. Brent, go ahead.
Hey, thanks for coming on the show. What I wanted to ask was, you said this was metallic, almost like it was rusted, beat up in a sense, like a rundown car, and it's shaped like it's dinged. Could you go into more detail on that?
It wasn't rusted. It wasn't beat up or anything. It looked like it had went weathered, like it had been through something. And like when you take a jet and you go through something wet and then you go through a little dust and it kind of leaves a streak, it looked like it's weathered. It wasn't rusted or nothing like that. It was a metallic gray. It was almost a light gray color, almost like concrete almost.
So it was a little pitted.
Pardon me?
It was pitted metal.
Yeah. Metal that had been
moving at high speeds.
Yeah. Well, it looked like it had been through. The description I can best give, it looked like it was metal that had been weathered.
Wow, that was a first call right here at Third Phase of Moon, and that's what I like. The public, they try their best. They try their best to describe outer worldly encounters. It's hard. And sometimes it's hard to even understand. But that's why we're trying to do this. We're trying to get the people to speak up. We want them to speak up. Blake Cousins, Third Phase Moon, the world is speaking up. We're going to get to callers right after this.
Phase of Moon. Third phase of moon.
All right, everybody get pumped up because Third Phase Moon Radio is back live on air, and Fridays are the time to go out of this world. Out of this world testimony from the public. Let's bring them in. Let's go to area code 401. Thanks for waiting. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Did 401 just drop out? Come on, people. If you got something to say, call in. Because it's okay. It's okay to share your stories here. Let's go to 361. You're live, Third Phase of Moon.
Hello?
Yeah. Welcome
Hi.
to the show.
Can you hear me?
Got you loud and clear.
Oh, man, cool. Hey, I want to let you guys know I'm a big fan. But I just want to kind of share a little bit of something that happened out here in South Texas, about 30 miles outside of Corpus Christi.
Really? Oh, cool. Okay. What was your name?
My name is Jay.
All right, Jay. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Third Phase Moon Live.
Thank you.
Let's get to it. Let's hear it.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, I would just like people to pay more attention out here, man, because just recently somebody posted, I don't know who it was, where you see things that are like in the sky that are kind of like camouflaged, you know what I'm saying? Like they blend into the sky or the nighttime. But if you really stare at it, you can kind of see like a shape. You know what I'm talking about?
Cloaking devices, cloaking ships, yeah.
Yeah. So, in the last couple of years, man, just more recently, I live outside of town, so I've got like 10 acres out here, and I'm hearing this. You kind of can feel them, but they emit like a weird sound that you can't really hear unless you just stop thinking or talking or doing what you're doing, and you just take a second and listen. You can hear, sometimes you hear like a humming noise. It's hard to describe. Kind of like a vibration in the air. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I've been getting a lot of that in my area. But the one thing that freaked me out, it kind of really scared me, is that a couple of times when you really hear it, there'll be a flash of a bluish and greenish light, kind of like a mix. It'll be one or the other or both, and it's like a flash. Like the way that I experienced it was like when, I don't know if you've ever seen a falling star fall out of the sky, and it gives that real bright flash real quick, and then all of a sudden it zooms by. Well, it was kind of like the same thing, but with that same noise. And then at night, like close to when it's getting into the evening time, is when I've noticed a couple of those things in there. It kind of like in the maybe a little bit, maybe as high as 2 telephone poles. You know, you kind of notice it, you know, and then when I stop to stare, it just goes away.
That's kind of, well, so you're saying you see this thing, you hear this thing, but when you want to analyze it, get a better look at it, maybe run for your camera, get it on, it's gone?
Yes, and it's weird because the bad part about it is there's never a camera around, and then when you turn on your phone, either your phone doesn't have the resolution to be able to see what your eye sees, you know what I mean? Because I've tried to get a couple of pictures or a couple of videos with my phone, and I mean, it's nothing. I mean, you can't see anything. I mean, you can barely hear the sound, but it's only if you can only note it if you hear it first in person and then watch out for it. I mean, listening wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you really. They call them sensitives. Some people are more sensitive than others in regards to this, like vibrational hum that people hear and feel. And maybe you're more sensitive than others. So get your camera, man, and get a good one because they're cheap. They don't cost much nowadays. And the digital era is now, and there's going to be incredible videos. More and more.
Well,
they're going to be coming out.
I just recently bought a video just for that an HD, really nice video camera just for that, and I'm learning how to use it at nighttime because, you know, there's different settings. But anyway, I know there's a lot of people that want to get on there, man, could get on here, but I just want people to be watching out here in Texas because it just seems that out here in Texas it's not as populated so closely together. There's more space in between towns and little communities and, you know, counties or whatnot. So there's a lot of open space for a lot of crazy stuff to happen out here, man. I wish more people were doing it, man, because I've heard and seen some weird stuff that just makes you think, you know?
Absolutely, Jay, man. I got to thank Jay for calling in. Everybody, heads up. Big shout out to Texas. Have your cameras ready. Have your eyes on the skies because I got a feeling Jay's right. It's a big open area. They're probably testing all kinds of fun stuff out there. Real fun, whether alien or reverse alien engineered tech. We're seeing it over the skies all the time. That's what we're seeing. And people are seeing them, and they've seen them for years now, if not decades, centuries. But we've heard many testimony here over the years from people themselves that have been seeing these things from way back. So those are pretty cool stories when before the drone era, before anything that's very unconventional in the sky, people are seeing this stuff. Let's go to another caller. Thanks for calling in, 469. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Thanks for waiting. 469, you there? Hello?
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Blake?
Yeah, I got you. You listening to the show or you want to share something?
Oh, yeah, man, definitely, bro. I don't want to drag you out, but I do want to be kind of thorough here, man. I've been wanting to talk to you for a while about it.
Right on. First time caller?
Yeah. This is my first time calling, but I listen to almost every show you got.
Right on. Well, welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name's Mike.
Okay, man. So what are we going to get in depth about? Let's start. Is it going to be alien abduction, UFO encounters, all the above? That'd be really cool.
We can do all the above just because I don't know. So, you know, I'll start with I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana. And we're home of Barksdale Air Force Base. You know, that's one of the largest, if not the largest, Air Force base in the United States.
Yes, yeah.
And I've gone to almost every air show that they've had, so I'm not a stranger to strange aircraft. I've seen all the aircraft. You name it, I've seen it. You know, at an air show growing up as a kid. So I'm taking it back to probably about 96 here. So you won't be, you know, so I won't lose you. In 96, I stayed next to a church in a neighborhood that was right next to the Shreveport Regional Airport. And I was outside playing, of course. I was probably about 16 at the time. And the first caller that you had tonight, when I tell you the eerie feeling about this whole thing is that there's no way possible that this guy could be calling in from some remote place on the earth saying the same thing that I'm saying. You know, that's what makes it kind of, I'm not crazy here. You know what I mean? So back to the story. I'm playing and I'm with a friend of mine, and my mother's out here with me, and we're next door to the apartment complex in a church. And that eerie feeling comes over you that says, look up. So I look up and I see the ship. Like, when I say it's probably about 75 to 100 yards, if that high above me. And the ship is the traditional ship that people describe. And this is taking it back to 96. This was before internet, before you can really get glimpses of other people's photos. You had to go off of what was on, you know, TV or that type of deal. You still there, Blake? Hello? Okay. So it was more or less the type of deal where you really didn't have to, go on and take somebody else's story. It was more or less the type of deal where it was like, whoa, what is that? And it was the circle craft with the ball under the bottom, and it had multiple balls around it, different color lights. Like, they were smaller than the middle ball. The middle ball was big. It was lit up one color, and if I'm not mistaken, it was orangish or reddish, and the other balls around it were colored. Now, present day, I'm a mobile electronics installer. I deal with home, theater, or car electronics. So I'm familiar with LED lighting. I'm familiar with when LED lighting was introduced to the public. I'm no stranger to Bluetooth, Wi-Fi technology. I'm in school for CCNP, IT network security. I'm no stranger to this, and I'm not crazy. And
sure.
When I was 16 and I look up and I see this craft and I'm like, whoa, what is that? And it looks like that metal. He said it's weather. Yes. Let me go more in depth about weather. What do you mean probably about weather? Yep. It was gray, but it wasn't shiny. But if the sun hit it right, it would shine as if it was, polished aluminum. I want to say weather to me, when I saw it, it was silver, and it looked like it was almost a polished aluminum, but it had been dulled. But this was from the bottom side. I'm looking up at the thing, and the thing is doing exactly what your man said on the first call. It's moving slow, making no noise, and it's creeping.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. Thanks. I like to collaborate people and their testimony live on Third Phase Moon. This is when it gets really good. When two people, real interesting, from people from different parts of the United States see the exact same craft around the exact same time. And right now, let me bring in the other caller that called in. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So did you just hear this testimony?
Yeah, I was listening.
What do you think about this?
Well, I know for sure that I used to be one of those people who really didn't believe in spaceships and all that type of stuff. And when I did get a chance to see it with my own eyes, and other people were with me when they seen it, they just didn't get a chance to look at it as long as I did.
Correct, and that's like me. My mom, and nobody will admit. I called my mom last week. Honestly, guys, I called my mama last week because it's so heavy on me right now with this UFO. I said, Mama, you don't remember the UFO we saw? And I saw it like him. It instantly caught my eyes. They weren't hip to it. I was like, look, and then they look. Nah, I didn't see it. Okay, yeah, okay, so I'm crazy. Okay, yeah.
Have you been, there's a man, he goes by the name of Ed. He's been submitting videos for years.
I know Ed.
Video of it. Does it look like some of his I know he has some of these triangular shaped craft that has this like red glowing.
Nah, this
beam
don't look nothing like what Ed be having. Ed got some other shit. The stuff that Ed got, Blake. Man, the stuff that this ain't nothing. I'm gonna tell you. If you want to get a good glimpse of what I saw, and you're not gonna be able to see the actual craft, but I have probably about 2 terabytes of video, okay, that I have actually like jacked, and there's a guy on YouTube by the name of High Priest Yashua, YASHIYA. His name is High Priest YASHIYA, Yashua. Now, this guy is wearing can I cuss?
Let's keep it down. Thanks, man.
Okay. This guy is wearing a doggone headdress, and his headdress has the ship. And I'm like, whoa. And he is coming from another different angle of it, but his name is High Priest Joshua. And I was sitting up, going through the UFO thing. I typed in UFO, and his popped up, so I watched the video, and he's wearing the ship. And I'm like, well, hold on, man. How do you have the exact ship that I saw on your headdress, and I didn't even talk to you, man? I haven't even talked to you. So either you connected with the people that got the ship, or I mean, it's something going on more than what's being. I know that's why I said I want to be thorough on this phone call, because I listen to every show that you have. And
thank you, sir. Thank you.
I want to. Yeah. I put it on with my friends in the house and everything, man. But I want to be just thorough for a second, man, because see, it's not crazy. First of all, because I have a time lapse during that sighting that I was talking about. When I looked up and saw that ship and it was moving, I said, let me go to the apartment right next door, get my little camera. Back then, it was the disposable cameras that were out. So I ran and got my disposable camera to try to take a picture of the thing.
Hold on. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Everybody hang tight. Third Phase Moon Radio. We'll be right back with more testimony from the public. People, you decide. That's right. Third Phase Moon's back. And we're going to go back to the caller that has been hanging on just for a second. You there? Hello? We're going to get into more in depth. Let's go more in depth on what we've just heard is you've had a big close encounter with a metallic object, real close. You could describe this metal. It seems like it's been weathered, and it is not an aircraft of this earth. You know what aircraft looks like. You live next to a military base. You've seen it all. So let's get into this. Right when you saw this aircraft, you said now there's missing time going on, or what happened next?
Yeah. There was So I go to get the disposable camera. I come back. The by then, it's like the guy said in the beginning. It is drifted upwards, and it's positioned itself to go up and out. So by now, it's 100 yards away. and it's 100 yards, probably 200 yards high now. It's up, and it's ascending, going upward slow, not making any noise. Now, let me stop here and say, as of today, and I have photos going back almost 25 years that I actually took myself, that I actually have albums and lowrider collections full of pictures. That is the only camera that I cannot find. I can't recollect what happened to it, where I put it. It was like it wasn't meant for me to take a picture. It wasn't meant for you to take a picture of it. If it was, you can get footage of it. It's not like it's meant to, but it's like an interaction with it. It leaves you with gaps, and I don't know whether it's the whole, where they say the EMP, the pulse, where it drains the battery. Because if that's the case, and you know well as I know, Blake, that we're biomechanical, electromechanical things walking around. So if it does that to electronic devices, then that probably explains the gaps in the memory losses or the time lapses, you know, because I'm real thorough. I'm very thorough. I memorized car schematics from 1979 to now, and I couldn't tell you what happened, but I can draw this ship. And I want to tell you something. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, man. Some people are saying must have been the Men in Black who confiscated those pics. What do you got to say?
I don't want to talk about them because see, I already got the drop on them boys too. I don't want to talk. I don't really want to get on. I don't really want to discuss them. I'm gonna stay off of that. You know. But
come on, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay off.
You're entitled. I just want to ask: have you been in close proximity with the Men in Black?
Nah, I just don't want to even. No, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with them because they, you'll get knocks on your door. But I will say this. Let me say this. I have a few hundred pages of NASA documents that have been released to the public. I did take advantage of the releasing and the declassifying of those documents, and I have downloaded hundreds of documents of schematics on aircraft and ships, and I've spotted a few of them here that from the bottom they house the type of deal where it would have multiple holes around it, and it would have a hole under the bottom. And like I said in the beginning of this conversation, I deal with 12-volt audio. I deal with LED lighting and all its cool lights and stuff under the cars that change colors. Lights don't hold a function of power. They do not propulse. They don't push anything. They're really more or less flashy. They make cool colors. So I want to say I believe in aliens. I believe that there is something that moves a little bit faster because I have seen these crafts move in the air from left to right, and it's unexplainable. But to say that it's alien, man, Blake, man, I mean, whoo, man, Ed got some serious stuff. You got Ed, your caller. I mean, you got it that you have on your show with Ed, man. The footage that he drops, I believe that either Ed is connected or Ed has some direct link to talk to these guys, because I felt that same feeling from 1996. I felt it 100 times, but yesterday I felt it. You know, and I don't think it's a feeling. If caller one is still there, I'm going to go ahead and end mine. But, it's a feeling that you can never get rid of. But I want to say that they leave something on you, or either they leave you with a time lapse, and from there you're special. To me, I feel like they do something to you, or they take you and they make something happen to you where you will always know about them. You will always be connected, So, it's really just, it's something going on, man, and I'm gonna stick on the line, man, and listen to some more testimonies, man, because I'm still puzzled.
Mike, appreciate that. Appreciate the call in and the second testimony, confirmation of whatever these craft are being witnessed around the world. They exist, and they existed in the 1990s. And what we're looking at now are things up in the skies that are reverse alien engineered. In my opinion, this is what it is. And there are probably other visitors coming in from other multi-dimensions, other planets. They have technology that they could fold space and be here at the speed of thought. So why not pay a visit to planet Earth? Keep an eye on us, right? there's a lot of wild things going on around the world, and I think they're going to get a lot more wilder here soon, but in a good way. In a good way, in my opinion. Man, that was Mike. That was Mike calling in. We're going to get to more callers. Everybody, hang on. This is a wild ride. Let's bring them in. Let's bring in the public. Thanks for calling in. Area code 863. You're live. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello. Yep. Get closer to the mic. What's your name, sir?
Ryan, can you hear me?
Got you, Ryan. You're coming in good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lakeland, Florida.
All right. So all the way from Florida.
Just to touch on what Mike was saying about there being gaps and stuff. There are gaps. I had my first experience when it was November 16th, 2004. And for a series of 3 nights, I saw these lights in the sky. And, it was just started off to be star watching, and then we realized that we weren't watching stars. And this thing landed in a field behind us. And I, being the person that I am, wanted to see firsthand what it was. And long story short, I wound up hopping the fence and walking out to this.
Hold on. You're coming in a little low, but man, your story sounds quite amazing. Now we got 3 people calling in, witnessing the same craft. They're describing the metal people. They were there. That I've never been that close to a UFO. I've seen a lot of weird stuff in the sky that I believe that they're alien, but these guys are seeing the metal, and this is a close encounter of the third kind. It's very close. So hold on a sec. Let's get closer to the mic. You're about to jump over a fence and see what landed in the cornfield? Go ahead.
It was a cow pasture. And I actually walked out in this field to this thing, and I remember it reminded me of like a cow skull, it almost was like organic and earthy. And the people that was with me that stayed on the other side of the fence, as I walked into the cow pasture and I got close to this thing, it was like the light vanished away, and it seemed like there was nothing there, like it was almost invisible. And it took me by shock so much the next morning I didn't go to work. I called in.
Hold on a sec. Wait, you said this thing was, you can see it almost invisible. Was it almost like the Predator effect, a cloaking?
They told me that when I walked into the field that the light was still there, but as I got over the fence and I walked towards it, the light kind of vanished, and it seemed like there was nothing there at all. And I walked right up to this where I saw it land. And I don't know, it's just really weird. I called into work. It made me really sick, and I had to investigate the next morning because there was no way I was going, people would think I was crazy. I called into work, and, I took soil samples. I took samples of the grass.
Really?
And like Mike was saying, I had a disposable camera. I took pictures of all this. I had drawings. I took samples of the leaves. And I don't know what happened to all the camera or the pictures I took or the drawings that I drew.
Not again.
I was just left with this. Yeah, same
all right.
thing.
Okay. This pattern is very disturbing. People, when you take videos or pictures of UFOs, submit it to Third Phase of Moon right away, because we share it to the world, we share it immediately, and they can't suppress that stuff. Because you hold on to them too long, they're going to be taken down, or you're going to be visited by.
This was
who knows? But it's weird.
This was 2004, and I've had a lot more experiences since then. That was just the first of several that I've seen here recently. Just the past week alone, I actually sent some videos in. We've been seeing these really weird, I almost want to say like a Tylenol capsule. It looks like a pill flying around. There's these things in the air that shouldn't be there. And me and my girlfriend have been watching, taking videos and pictures now of these silent, they shouldn't be in the air. They don't look like this should be anything that should be flying. And they're silent. And the past 2 weeks, I've probably got at least 100 pictures and probably 10 videos of this thing. It's really weird.
Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Ryan, we've been looking at your videos submitted to our Facebook. So, yeah, keep submitting them. Keep submitting the photo videos and photo evidence. Unfortunately, we can't share all the videos that come into Third Phase Moon, but, man, your testimony is really cool. And to know that you've been in close proximity earlier on and confirming all these multiple eyewitnesses of, this craft. So when I'm going to go back to this other one because that sounds like the most outstanding, right? You're pretty concerned going to work the next day. Were you had to tell somebody, did you? What was their reaction?
Well, see, that's the thing. What I saw, people would think I was crazy at what I saw. And I mean, I have to have evidence myself, and it was more important for me to miss work, and not even go in because I had to investigate firsthand of what the hell I saw because, it was just really weird. I saw there was this, like a light, okay, at the base of a tree, and there was a short being. He seemed like he was friendly, I want to say, and like telepathy, the whole telepathy thing, like I'm looking at him with binoculars, and as I'm looking, I'm thinking like, whoa, this is crazy, hey, buddy. And when I said hey, a little hand, he like flashes up and he waves at me. And then through the course of the night, there were different groups, these tall, skinny ones almost with like gas mask on, and there would be groups of them, and this light would get more and more brighter, intensely bright. And as it did, there was kind of like a flash, and then it would just be dark. And this went on the whole course of the night. And it almost was like there were these little houses in the middle of this field that, well, I know it wasn't houses because there's no houses out in this field. And I was seeing these little boxes, like, it was just really weird. I don't understand what it means or anything, but I mean, I got a pretty good feeling for the most part of them, but I don't know. It's just what I saw was unexplainable. And I mean, what do you say to people like, hey, boss, I can't come into work. I saw UFOs last night. Or I've been watching aliens. They'll think you're nuts. Or, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean,
depends on where you live. It really depends on who your boss is.
Right.
Sometimes it really depends on who your boss is. And let me tell you, I just heard you bring up MUFON. Let's not talk about MUFON. MUFON is not going to help anybody. Am I correct on this, Ryan? Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what, Ryan? Appreciate you calling in. And keep your eyes on the skies. I want to take in one more caller before we end this radio show. So, Ryan, man, thanks for the confirmation. Keep in touch. Have your camera ready. I know I've seen some of your videos. And as he describes it, it does look like some kind of fuselage without wings up there. It is kind of unexplainable. It's high up there. We're going to try and get a better, closer look. But I got a feeling you're going to get better video. So keep it up, Ryan. Keep it up.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Now, we're going to go to one last caller. Hopefully we've got a good one on our hands. We've got some really great ones tonight. Keep fingers crossed. 859. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hi, me? Am I on?
Yep. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Oh,
Blake
okay.
Cousins
Yeah,
here.
thank you. I appreciate the topic, and I love the videos. I'm just concerned about fake stuff getting mixed in with real stuff. I was wondering, I know you all don't actually vouch for them. You just bring them to us, which is good, and let us kind of decide. But on YouTube, there's a website called UFO Theater that's doing a lot of personal attacks on you and your Third Phase of Moon, and he said he bought the Third Phase of the Moon website. And he's challenging you personally. I don't know if you've seen this. Are you aware of this? And have you looked at any of those debunking videos? And what are your thoughts on those? He was like a graphic design editor or something, and he was showing some errors in some of those where they were possibly fake. And I was wondering if you could do some debunking too, kind of bring that to us too. That way, because we all want the real stuff and we don't want any fake stuff in there.
Sure. Yeah. Gotcha. I'll respond quickly. I'm not going to even mention the person's name, but there's a lot of people out there that think Third Phase of Moon doesn't share legit UFO video. So they want to make fun of my hairdo or Brent's hairdo or whatever, take personal attacks. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. We have spoken and shared thousands of videos, and people have shared thousands of stories to us. Obviously, we can't get it right. And there's people out there that want to, take advantage of this UFO phenomenon, because there's not one single expert in this field that can say that every single UFO that they say the UFO is extraterrestrial. So you get that, right?
Yes, and thank you very much. I don't like the childish attacks, and really, I'm just interested in the truth, and I know you are too. And these videos are fascinating. And, as Photoshop gets better, it may just eventually be impossible to tell. That's what I'm afraid of. But I like this, and keep them coming. We can figure it out. And if somebody's got a debunking video, post that too, and then that will help us to try to figure out what's real and what's fake, because we all want the real. And I think the fake stuff messes it up for the real stuff.
True.
But thank you. I'm a big fan. I really appreciate it. And this is my first podcast, and I'm going to start listening every time you have one.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for joining in. And a skeptical mind, we invite that. We invite the public to have this. I have a skeptical view on these videos as well, and we put them out, and let me tell you, we go over them pretty closely, and we need the public like yourself to keep a close eye, because we're not 100% perfect right here at Third Phase Moon. Nobody is in this. Nobody is.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, maybe we got one more caller in, and I'm glad we got that one out of the way. It's about time somebody asked that question. That's a good question. Let's get into one more. Let's get into some, hopefully, UFO testimony. 253, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. Hello?
Yeah, hi, Blake.
Yep, welcome to the show. We got about 8 minutes left. Let's get a good UFO sighting. You got one? That's probably why you called in, right?
I just had a quick question for yourself. A lot of us out here listening to you enjoy your radio show and all your YouTubes. I keep up on all of them. It's a lot of fun, and you guys do a great job. But you said one time that you would love to be greeted by an extraterrestrial or a craft of some kind like this. Do you? And so the question is, do you meditate at night for these to come to you? I know Dr. Stephen Greer talks a lot about meditation and bringing them in. Do you do this kind of thing to try to bring them in, and have you had any kind of success? If you do,
well, that's a good question. Good question. We've had many encounters in our lives. I have a twin brother. He's been there with me on, I think, 100% of them, actually. I think we could count about 12 of them over our lifetime. Do we meditate to bring them down? Do we call them out? No, we don't. But we do have hot spots where we know that they're hot spots. So when we show up to these places, we kind of have it in our mind we're going to see something crazy. And so in that sense, I believe if you have a positive thought that you're going to see something, they might show up. And that's pretty much about how I go about things. And meditation, I do believe that there is something about breathing in the universe and breathing out the universe, and the key involved with that. I've studied that. And there's a lot of power there. So utilize it. So there's my answer to that. Any other questions?
Yeah. No, that was about it. And keep up the good work. We really do enjoy your stuff. So, that's all. And thanks much.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for calling. That's cool. I like these questions. That's good. Third Phase of Moon likes it. Take them and answer them as best we possibly can. The world is listening, and they get to speak. That's awesome. 401. We got a few minutes left. You got a UFO sighting you want to share tonight?
Yeah, actually, it goes along with Becky's video that you guys played.
Absolutely. Becky's video. Some people say, oh, well, we can't tell if this is CGI or not or whatever. Look at Becky's video. It's up in the sky, and we can't explain what's going on. Do you have an explanation?
Well, yeah, actually, I've been studying chemtrails for over 4 years now, and I have a video of very similar to Becky's video, and it's actually an invisible plane, and it appears for 2 seconds, and then it disappears, and then it reappears transparent.
Exactly.
And I have it on video.
Yep. So what we're seeing up there does not make any sense. And you got to send me that video. I want to see it. You want to share it to Third Phase of Moon?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to go check it out, my channel's called Chemical Trails, and I have a ton of videos on there.
Absolutely. Can you send me that one where the blinky? I want to put it up tonight. Your
absolutely great. Yeah. Should I just send it to Third Phase of Moon?
Yeah, go to my About page. There's my email address. Send me the link to that video, and we'll share it to the world tonight, man. Give me your link and your name. And I appreciate you sharing it. So what do you think this is? Real quickly, what do you think this is?
I think it's UFO. I mean, it's not a real plane for sure.
That's well said. Very well said. Because right here at Third Phase of Moon, if we can't identify it, if we don't know what it is, there's an aerial phenomenon going on up there, guys, and it's happening. And what's amazing about it is people have their cameras up there, pointing up. They're pointing it up because they know they're about to capture something quite amazing. And what you've just heard tonight is pretty amazing in itself because, if you're not searching for the truth, like we all are, we're all in this together, people. We all are, and I'm so happy that we get to do this Friday, talking to the public. So call in, join us again next week, Friday. We'll be here, 12 a.m. if you're in New York, 9 p.m. Los Angeles time. Quite amazing, everybody. I had a good time. I hope you do. Have a good night. And get your camera ready, people. Blake Cousins. See you next time. One last thing, quick shout out to everybody that chats on the chat line. Lots of fun, people, lots of fun. See you next week, everybody. Flip it for you, Cooper Smith. Man, we have a lot of people up here. We got Blog Dinard guest from all over the place. We got the Bone Throne. Man, thank you, the Bone Throne. Games. Nanali 11, Richard typing. Wow, everybody, thank you so much. Keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. Blake Cousins. Unidentified flying object.
Third phase of moon.
Warning. Control life. Warning.
Signing off, people.